The question is that the motion be agreed to.
Mr Speaker.
The Honourable Trevor Mallard.
Mr Speaker, first, before I speak directly to the motion, I want to place on record the thanks of the House to Lynn Provo for the work that she's done as Auditor-General. Before that, as the first civilian and first woman Deputy Commissioner of Police, and worked with a number of members of the House at the State Services Commission. Her public service has been brilliant, and I hope that while she clearly can't take a normal public service role now, that her talents are well used. Mr Speaker, the Leader of the House has outlined the background of Martin Matthews. Again, I have had the advantage of working with Mr Matthews when he was Chief Executive, in that case, of the Ministry for Culture and Heritage, and before that when he was the Assistant Auditor-General. And I say to the Leader of the House that Mr Matthews has a very good understanding of not only being a good public servant when the responsibility is to ministers, but also being the role of the Auditor-General and working in that role, which has quite a different responsibility and a responsibility to this House and more broadly to the country. Mr Speaker, I think it would not be fair for this appointment to proceed through the House without referring to what might be described as an elephant in the room, and that is a case which I will not refer to in any detail, but involved Mr Matthews' previous ministry. All I want to say is that members of the committee looked into this very, very carefully, were well briefed on the issue, and came to the conclusion that Mr Matthews' handling of the matter was described to us as being exemplary. And, sir, that meant that something which might otherwise be seen as being a disadvantage was in fact seen in the end to reinforce the decision of the committee previously made, subject to this matter being dealt with, to appoint Mr Matthews. I'm sure he will be a fine Auditor-General, and I wish him well in the role over the next 7 years, much of which time I hope that he'll be reporting to a committee I chair.